Jayson Tatum's third quarter rally helps the Celtics earn and secure their 40th win of the season. Jaylen Brown believes that the team sticking together helped them get out of their first half slump, and Joe Mazzulla doesn't believe that the team is developing any bad habits. I'm Agyekum-Harris, and you're watching another edition of Celtics Digest. And before I get into this post-game breakdown against the Washington Wizards, if you have not already, please like and subscribe to our channel. We've noticed that 78% of our viewers that watch our videos are actually not subscribed, and we would love for all of you to subscribe to help our channel grow. It helps creators like myself, Josh, Bruce, and everybody else part of the Celtics family bring you more Celtics Digest content. Now, let's get into it. After you guys like and follow, subscribe, let's get into this post-game breakdown. Now, first and foremost, we have to talk about this. Jayson Tatum's third quarter rally pushed the Celtics to their 40th win. That's a big one. That's a big one for me. It's the kind of one of the more main headlines of this game, despite playing against a very bad Washington Wizards team. We got to talk about that. He scored 35, and the Celtics used that momentum to rally to beat the Wizards 133-129, earning that big 40th win, the fastest since 2008-2009. That's historic. That means the Celtics are doing good things, despite having a sloppy first half going into that. And that was kind of one of the big things that came into their first half of sloppy. We get it. It's after the trade deadline, despite not making any serious major moves and, trying to figure out the whole buyout situation. Joe Mazzulla had a lot of DNPs in this game as well. So we got to look at this box score as well to look at this. Jayson Tatum gave 38 minutes, going 12 for 22 from the field, probably due to a sloppy first half, and 3 from 10 from 3, 8 for 9 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, had a double-double, plus 9, 35 points, complete that game. A lot of DNPs at the bottom of the bench, so we didn't really go too deep in the bench, using a couple of G League guys, J.D. Davidson and Jordan Walsh, and Drew Peterson, and Mr. Brissett as well. Going into that, he had 35, still plus 9 in the positive negative. Kristaps Porzingis also broke out and being one of the biggest reasons why it was a great trade to get him, having 34 points, plus 8, going 9 for 18, and 2 for 4 from 3, shooting better than most of the guys actually out there, with the exception of Peyton Pritchard going 2 for 5 from the three-point line. Drew Holiday gave us a solid 20 points, though he was negative 11. Not one of his greatest games, it was his greatest outings, but he still contributed. Derek White had a rough game, going 2 for 6 from the field, 0 for 4 from the 3, and negative 3, with only finishing with 4 points. Not his best game, and Jaylen Brown had 35 points, going 9 for 15, with 18 points to finish the game. So, kind of noticing here, we didn't use all of our bench. Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser were the most impactful, in my opinion, based off watching this game. Peyton Pritchard had a lot of momentum with those 2 half-court buzzer beaters. Despite not making them, he should have more points, but they didn't count him. He finished with 11, with plus 7 on the plus minus, and 17 minutes, going 4 for 7 from the field and 2 for 5 from 3, which was very helpful toward the end of this game. Sam Hauser, despite going 1 for 6 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3, and making his free throws, his body and presence, great defense, helped, rally off the bench, great energy off the bench, helped rally, the Celtics team to get a win. Al Horford, same thing, going 2 for 5 from the field goal, 1 for 2 from 3, and plus 7, finishing with 6 points. Both these guys helped. I wish kind of Joe went a little deeper into this bench, but hey, coach's decision, can't go wrong with it. Can't go wrong with that. That's what he wanted to do. He used what he had, and he played with cards that he dealt with. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Now, despite Jayson Tatum going off with the furthest dunk and giving that momentum back to the Celtics, I love to see that. That's a heart of a champion right there. Playing through that mental toughness, playing through that fatigue, that mental fatigue, whatever's going on in their head. There's some games that you don't want to play. And Jaylen Brown kind of makes that kind of clear in his saying that, they just had to stick together because there's a lot of highs and lows. And I'll get into that statement right here. So Jaylen Brown talks about saying that the team sticking together helped the team come back in the second half. And he's kind of absolutely right. They had a horrible first half. They were not playing well. Not at all. And this is actually his exact quote that he said on that. So we're working on playing intentional basketball, which they've shown. It's a full journey in a season. There's going to be highs and lows. It's going to be games where shots are not going to go in and through it all, and we got to stick together, and that's what we've been doing. And I kind of agree with him on this statement. They stuck together. They shot like horribly in the first half. We can go into the stats or not. We don't have to go into the stats. Most people that watch this game, it was bad. It was bad. They weren't playing well. The Wizards were coming off fire. Jordan Poole finished with Jordan Poole played actually well for the first time. Kyle Kuzma and Danny Vadvita played extremely well for the Wizards, played hard. But the Celtics didn't really wake up until after the second half in the start of that third quarter and realize, hey, we got to wake up and take over this game. And Jaylen Brown had a poster dunk. It was great. And the Wizards played physical against the Celtics, what the Celtics are used to, but, they had to wake up a little bit. And Jaylen Brown isn't wrong in that statement saying that, they had a lot of highs and lows. So, and it kind of showed tonight that today was a little lows, but you want to try to limit how many lows that a team has. That's kind of the big thing I feel like with a lot of these games is that although a lot of teams can get lows kind of turn into losing streaks. And right now, the Celtics are playing the best basketball they can possibly play in right now. Let's try to limit what those lows are. And a lot of people believe those lows turn into bad habits, and those bad habits turn into losses. And if they're not fixed or nipped in the butt, it could be costly come down the line in the playoffs. Now, that goes into our third thing, and I have to transition quickly, and that kind of transitions nicely to what Joe Mazzulla was saying. He doesn't believe that the team's developing bad habits. And to be honest, I don't believe so, too. I think it's just in that point of the season where we just had the trade deadline. We're about to go through the buyout market. All-star breaks coming. Guys are getting tired. They need a little break. And they want to use kind of that reserve PTO. And I don't see anything wrong with what he's saying right here. So Joe Mazzulla had this to say: I don't think there are bad habits. I do think that there are some moments of the slippage throughout games. What I care more about is the approach of those slippages. And today they responded with one of the best third quarters. They trailed at 6 at the half. Boston opened up the third period on a 15-8 run. Regained the lead at 79-78 with a 3 by KP, and the flurry included driving a one-hand dunk by Tatum, which is one of the big key points of this game. They were down 15-8. They were down 15-8 at one point. They went on a 15-8 run, which is incredible, especially if you're playing against a team that has nothing to lose, like the Wizards. They've been horrible the whole year. It's hard mentally to get over that some days. So shout out to them trying to rally and get that 40th win, secure that win, which once again I will repeat is the fastest 40th win in the season since 2008-2009. So shout out to the Celtics trying to get on that pace to be ready for the playoffs and to really secure that number 1 seed. I know there's a couple teams that are kind of gaining on them a little bit on the Eastern Conference, but I think it's theirs to run away with. So with that being said, I mean, Joe's not wrong. It's how you respond to those. And so far, the Celtics are showing that they can respond to when the going gets tough. I know last year they didn't respond well when the going gets tough, especially come playoff time. They didn't have that toughness in them. Now they're showing that they have that toughness. I guess our only blessing and prayer is that they continue that consistency of showing that toughness and closing out those games that they need to close out. Now, with that being said, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Are the Celtics developing bad habits? I don't think so, but if you guys think so, let us know in the comments, and we'll look at it and maybe talk about it in another video. But until then, I'm Agyekum-Harris, and this is another edition of Celtics Digest.